Okay, welcome to Ethereal Mechanics behind the scenes number 5. Or I guess this is behind the scenes number 4. Oh, no, I'm pretty sure this is 4. Hope you're enjoying the burst. I produced a lot of videos in the past couple of days because I've been on vacation for 2 weeks. You can tell I'm on vacation because my cat is with me helping out a lot. This will be the last video for about 2 weeks. Let me tell you what's been going on. Q algebra has evolved again. Found some anomalies, and as you recall from rule of acquisition number 2, where their anomalies help us make progress. And these are very interesting ones. It actually led to a new rule of acquisition, which will be described shortly. We've got to put Ethereal Mechanics on hold until this is resolved. Foundation series is still in production, but I ran into a snafu on the Foundation series. As you recall in EMF 002R, like what happened 20 years ago when I put the rhombus data into the computer came out with 2 models that are nearly identical in their predictions within the measurement accuracy of the data. I then went to do the next part, which is to try the mutual induction experiment to show that we get the other fields. I'm not going to get into that right now. What happened? That didn't happen. I got these back out. So either there's an error in the new software or an error in the software 20 years ago. I can't run the old software from 20 years ago. I decided instead of going backwards, I should go forward. So I'm doing the software. And this is a bad print, but this shows a 3D model of a circular conductor, or a round cross-section conductor. And this is, you can see the elbow here. Okay, and what this is doing, where I'm now doing the fractal algorithm that I used for my graduate thesis, I'm applying it to round conductors, like wire conductors like this, so that we can use it to model the experiments we did, the dual loop experiments as well as the rhombus experiments, because I believe when we can do the fractal algorithm down to the very, very tiny level, we'll be able to resolve this issue without having to go back and try to get this old software to run. And so the other thing too is there'll be animations. I'm also figuring out how to get this software so I can produce series so you can fly through and you can see the fractal algorithm work as a test particle moves close. So that's the other thing that's in the background, is learning how to make animations from the simulation software, so that I can make these videos a lot more cool than they have been, because I'm getting tired of making videos that are talking hands. Other people have really cool animations and stuff, and they're getting, views of millions of people views. So I figure, people like to watch animations better than talking hands. So hopefully, if I go that route, I can get the traffic up to the website or the YouTube site and make enough income from it that I can do this full time. Other support videos are in the works. We have the gateway feedback theory, which is heavily improved, and the revised smarter monkey fallacy, which will be a rule of acquisition that hasn't been numbered yet. And rule of acquisition number 15, which came about from the Q algebra research that said preconceptions are blinding. This is basically about the blindness induced from prior knowledge. And I have a lot of cases where, going through ethereal mechanics, what I knew either from college or what I had pre-assumed turned out to be wrong, and it ended up blinding me. And I can show you very clear examples on it's very interesting how we can be blinded by what we know. And that's another thing that's holding humans back. In order to go forward, I'm producing a new Distinti University course for new wave theory. We'll explore normal waves to help us infer the correct wave theory for light. From this, we have more pieces of the puzzle to help us infer and advance the ethereal mechanics models and the pretonic models. Okay, so we're going to need this and Q algebra before we can go deeper. Because as I said in the previous videos, we're looking around from the outside, and the more evidence we have from the outside, the easier it is to pinpoint in the middle where we can't get to what is possibly the truth. And I notice I said possibly the truth. As long as it mimics everything, then, it may or may not be the truth, but as long as it mimics everything and allows us to predict things we couldn't predict before, then, that's a good sign, but it's not proof. The new induction meter, I'd finished the rough design for it, and then I got to thinking, it's a clever design. It'll be inexpensive to produce, but if I change it up, a little bit, and instead of doing the clever analog to digital conversion technique that I was going to use and just put a high-speed sampling circuit in, do that and say it's going to increase the price of it. But if I make the high-speed sampler its own separate Arduino board, I can make the CRIM, the current ramp induction meter, a much more accurate measuring device. And I mean, it's going to raise the cost a bit. I don't know what the cost is going to be right now. But the idea is this high-speed sampling would have 1 analog and 4 digital channels, such that, and it's a separate component, that if you put 4 of them on Arduino, you can get a 4-channel oscilloscope with 16 analog digital channels for digital logic analyzer channels on the Arduino. And if I do that, I can sell a lot more of these high-speed samplers for people for other applications, and by doing that, I could probably make more income to help, again, get off of having to rely on a job, so I can do this more full-time. So this high-speed sampler will also be used for other instruments we could make. In other words, it's not, I'm trying to make it not limited to any one thing, make it very general in its application. Of course, the more general you make something, the more money it costs to produce. We'll see what the cost. I'm going to try to shoot to get each one of these in quantity under $100 a piece. That's my goal, but let's see if we can make that happen. So I respect if you can help get the word out. I mean, if I can get enough traffic to the site, YouTube will pay me enough money that I can do this full-time, even hire help. That's my goal, even to get a Discovery Channel show. If you guys want to go talk me up on the Discovery Channel blog websites, please, by all means, help me out. The quicker I can get off of having to spend 8 hours or 10 hours a day working for somebody else and put all that time into this, the quicker we can get things done. And again, if you could donate on the YouTube channel, on my website, distinti.com, there is a donate button. Everything is appreciated. Anything you can do is appreciated. And give a thumbs up whenever you can. I'm told that helps. I'm not sure how. I'm not an expert when it comes to this media stuff. I'm not into Facebook or Twitter, but I'm told that could help too, so I don't know. I'm just trying to get ethereal mechanics done, hopefully get the quality of videos up where more people would like watching them so they can get more traffic. Any help you can give me in getting more traffic to the site, that would be highly appreciated. Thank you very much.